What's up, YouTube? Shawn DaGamer here, and this is going to be a edition of the Gamers Log. Probably like, I think it's like number 7 or 8. Sorry for no like face cam right now. It's early in the morning, tired. Had to get my grandma set up, make her breakfast, get her all situated and things like that. So not really in the mood to get all fancy smancy and dress up. And looking at my YouTube page, I just noticed that I never posted my actual Royal Rumble review because I've been kind of, busy over the past couple of days working with my grandma, trying to make sure she's okay, getting better and things like that. But we're still going to be here giving you videos. Like I said, this is Gamers Log number 7 or 8. We're going to discuss a little bit of Dokkan Battle, Dragon Ball Z, Super Saiyan 4 Wars War released on that, alongside the 2-year anniversary stuff. If you already know all the information on that, we're not going to just talk about that for too long. I just want to say a few words on that. Then we're going to talk about, of course, Royal Rumble, Raw, SmackDown. I keep wanting to say ECW, Raw, SmackDown, ECW, Raw, SmackDown, and NXT from this week. As you know, Lucha Underground is on hiatus at least until June or July. So we're going to pick back up with the Johnny Mundo versus the Mac storyline for the WWE Champion. Golly, the Lucha Underground Championship. So I think with all that being said, let's jump right into our first piece of news. So let's jump into Dokkan Battle. Like I said a few seconds ago, we are now in the middle of the 2-year anniversary for this month, February. It started earlier or late, like the last week of January. We started rolling some stuff out like the Select Dokkan Fest, where you were able to get some of the old god leaders, like AoE Broly, Physical Frieza, or Full Power Frieza. He is a Fizz type though. The purple Ultimate Gohan, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, the blue one, and I know I'm missing one, but I don't really care. So you get to select that, and then they have another thing. You use the red Dragon Stone to get those, but if you want that Super Dragon Stone, the blue one, you have to buy the discounted 100 stones. I think it's like $44 in American money, which isn't that bad for 100 stones. You're saving like $20, and you get your chance to select one of the newer God Elites, God Tanks, Super Vegito, Fizz Broly. I said God Tanks, Omega Shenron, and who am I missing? I said Omega Shenron, God Tanks, Buhan. So if you want to do that, you get your multi summons on. You'll get enough for 2 multis. If you saved your stones, you'll have enough for at least 3 or 4 multis. And on the Super Saiyan 4 banners for the next couple of days, as this is recording, I'm recording this January 2nd, 2017. And is it Thursday or is it Friday? It is Thursday, February 2nd. So go ahead if you want to do that. I say if you have the money for it, go ahead and do it, especially if you don't have all the God leads. I was hoping we'll get it for free, the God lead, but what can you expect from, this is a company, so I'm not too mad about that. I just really wanted that Physical Broly. He is the only one of the quote-unquote God leaders that I don't have. I have Buhan, Omega, God Tanks, and Super Vegito. I have Rose, Super Saiyan Black. What's the other one? The other one that came out with Rose, Vegito Blue. So he's really the only one I'm missing if you don't want to count Demers and Masu and that Intelligence Trunk. So technically 3, but whatever. I was also lucky enough to pull Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta last night. I grinded. I have so much story left in my campaign mode on Dokkan Battle still, so I still have at least over 50 to 100 stones left in my story mode before I have to actually start buying stones on JP like I do global. So Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, Super Saiyan 4 Goku, very similar leader abilities when it comes to what they actually do. Goku gives all strength types, all hero strength types, plus 3 key, and when he's Dokkan Awakens, he gives attack, defense, and HP a 120% buff, and he gives 1 key to all strength villains, the extreme types, and I think it's like 60 or 80 HP attack and defense up. His passive is a chance to dodge your opponent's super attack and then hit him with a Kamehameha. Vegeta's the same thing except for with agility types, the blue types. Really good cards. I was able to pull Vegeta last night on my free multi-summon. I couldn't mark out the way I wanted to because it was like almost 1 o'clock in the morning. And I just pulled him, got him trained up a little bit, threw whatever awakening medals I had to into him. And for the rest of this weekend, I'm just going to be working on grinding him up to get him TUR'd up. And I'm going to say whatever old Kais they give me to feed into him. They gave us the 2 yesterday. We should be getting 2 more today, I believe. So he'll be at least super attack level 5, maybe 6 if I decide to give out. If I have a Santa Roshi in the box just chilling there because I like the art on it. It's one of those special things, so I just have it sitting there. But if I feel necessary, I will feed it to my SS4 Vegeta. Other things that happen, you have the 2-year coins. You can save those up to get some of the older, like, you know, the cards they give out, like the physical Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. I mean, Super Saiyan Goku that's standing like from the intro of the show. The Goku, the Kid Gokus, the Nimbus Goku. I think he has Gohan on him. Super, I keep wanting to say Super. Number 18, the one that has the heart. There's a lot of free stuff. You can get those platinum stones, platinum medals, depending on your coins. We are going to get those coins for the rest of the month. I think you get like 2 a day, and then they got those special meshes and special ways you can get coins, and also tickets. The tickets are like 2 times a day. You get 2. You get 1 for just logging in, I believe, and you get the other one for using up 20 stamina. You have to use those tickets within the 24 hours that you get them. You can't save them up and do like a massive video if you're a YouTuber or just want to do it on Instagram and things like that. But my Instagram is linked down below, so if you want to see all my pools for that, look down below for that. And I think that's enough time talking about global. We are going to get some more stuff. The World Tournament is coming in like a week, so start getting your characters and your teams ready for that. So I really want to have my SS4 Vegeta nice and trained up for that to go. I have a very decent agility team now, so if you guys want to check that out, go right ahead and check out my Instagram down below. All right, I guess enough global talk. I mean, what Dokkan talk. Super Saiyan, Dragon Ball Super, they are officially in the Universal Tournament arc. I don't want to give any spoilers away, but this week, Saturday the 4th or the 5th, whatever time zone you're in, we'll show episode 77 or 78 of Dragon Ball Super, where we start to get things rolling. So be on the lookout for more of those reviews and thoughts and predictions. Why do people like I don't know. In my neighborhood, we have these dumb asses that just like to shoot guns for no reason. They're not shooting nobody, not shooting animals and things like that. They're just shooting guns in the air. I don't get it. I don't understand how retarded you have to be to just want to shoot guns. Like, it's called gravity. If you shoot it in the air, it's gonna come back. If you shoot it at the ground, well, that's called whatever. The point is, dumbasses. Whew. Speaking of dumbass decisions, let's talk about the Royal Rumble. And there was only one real dumbass decision on the Royal Rumble card. Like I said, I did record a review. I'll have that posted in a little bit, hopefully before Friday or tonight. Have both of these up within the next couple of days. We started off the Rumble with the pre-shows. You had Nia Jax squashing Sasha Banks, which she did the same night on Monday Night Raw. Then you had Gallows and Anderson win the Raw tag belts, and then you also had on the pre-show, who else was on the 6-woman tag that did have Naomi get the win for her team by pinning Alexa Bliss. Oh my God, this is another reason I'm not doing face cam right now because I look so stupid right now. Well, probably think I always look stupid, but anyways, those were some good pre-show matches. Like I said, when it comes to that 6-woman tag match, I felt like the poser of the opposite team would have to pin their opponent. You know what I'm saying? Like how Naomi pinned Alexa Bliss. If Mickie James would have got the pinfall, it would only been smart if she would have got it on Becky Lynch and vice versa and things like that. So that was the pre-show. Then we started off the show with the Raw Women's title match, Charlotte versus Bayley. It was a decent opening match. A couple of timing cues and things like that. Charlotte did win that match with a natural selection to the hardest part of the ring on the apron. 1, 2, 3. Bayley is out of there. Then we go on to the Universal title match, which was great. It was really, really fun to watch. Listening to the crowd go, yay, boo, yay, boo. You know, Roman is one of those competitors. If you put him in a ring with the right person, he can deliver. He can deliver on his own too, but I don't think he's at the point where he can carry certain people to a great match. Not saying he needs to be carried, but it takes two to tango, and this match was really, really great. It went about, I say 25 plus minutes. Kevin Owens won this match because Braun Strowman interference. There was a Superman punch delivered from Kevin Owens to Roman Reigns. Chris Jericho gave him some brass knuckles to add a little bit of force, but you know, Roman kicks out of everything. The only move in WWE you cannot kick out of is the dirty deeds. I did not watch the AJ Styles versus Dean Ambrose match. I got to go back and watch that. But I know AJ won. I don't know if he kicked out of a dirty deed. Specifically, if he did, he just killed the best finisher in all sports entertainment, the dirty deeds. But continuing on with the Royal Rumble, Kevin Owens is still our Universal Champion, thank God. And then we go into the Cruiserweight title match, which saw Neville upset and defeat Rich Swann. That was a really good match. He won with a modified version of the Rings of Saturn. So that was a really good match. Hopefully with Neville on top of the division, this Cruiserweight division can get back on track. You got people like Mustafa Ali coming out. Tony Nese has been looking strong the past couple of weeks. But rumor has it that Vince McMahon is not quite happy with the segment ratings on Raw, so he's thinking about cutting them back. But we'll talk about that once we get into our Raw review, because that's going to be a nice little rant on its own. I just want to breeze through a quick recap for you guys, just in case you missed it. Then we go into the world title match, AJ Styles versus John Cena, which was a great match. Every time these two get in the ring, they just put on a classic. So they did not fall short of that this time either, but John Cena did pick up his 16th WWE top title victory, tying Ric Flair's WWE made up record of 16. If you did not know, Flair has held, I believe, it's somewhere in the low 20s of championships, just around, you know, his time in his career and things like that. But WWE has to do that. Maybe they thought at the time, you know, so many years ago, 16, ain't nobody gonna get close to 16. What is Triple H? 14. Edge is like 13. Cena is now tied the WWE record for 16. Orton is like a 9 or 11 time champion. So that's what I was saying back during the first brand split. When you had two belts, you had a lot of people winning championships, and when you start combining them, they start combining title wins. So yeah, John Cena is a 16-time champion. Do I see AJ getting the title back anytime soon? Not really, because of how things are going to be going into WrestleMania. And we have some big news about WrestleMania as well once we get into the Raw report, which we're going to do after this quick Rumble match review. The Rumble itself was good. The thing I liked about this Rumble, it was a lot of pros and cons about this Rumble. The good thing about this Rumble is they did not have to do all of the big surprises because they had a healthy plethora of talent on the roster. That being said, if you weren't going to have all these big surprises that we thought, a Samoa Joe, a Kurt Angle, possibly Kenny Omega, even though he already said he probably wasn't going to be there, but you know how some of these people like to joke, even the return of a Finn Balor, the biggest thing we have to a surprise in this match was Ty Dillinger coming out at number 10, and that kind of hurted my feelings because I really wanted him to come out like at number 11 or 9, like a number above or ahead of his famous 10 gimmick, but no complaining there. But I will complain he wasn't in the match that long. I'm just glad we did get to see that 10 chant come on. He has not been on SmackDown or Raw yet, so I don't know if he's still in NXT, but on NXT they did show an interview with him after his match, so he's still contemplating on his futa. So a couple of more bad things about the Rumble that I didn't appreciate was the fact that if you were gonna build this around like your top 4 or 5 talent, which were Sami Zayn was the underdog, everybody wanted to win, Brock Lesnar, the Beast, Goldberg, and Braun Strowman with the Undertaker in there, along with all the other talent in there. I feel like you should have spread out Brock, Goldberg, Taker, and Braun a lot better than they did, instead of having the latter of the 3 come out in the top 20 something spots. They all came out a little over 20, 23 and up, because Randy Orton, the winner of this Rumble, came out as number 23. So I would have had maybe Braun came out a little bit early. Brock has a little bit more stamina than the other two, Goldberg and Taker, so he could have came out at least in the 15th, in a late teens or something like that. Then have like Goldberg come out a little bit later, and then have number 29 or 30 at, I'd rather him been 30, come out The Undertaker. But as we all know, that 30 spot, that coveted 30 spot, the last night in the Rumble, for some reason they gave it to Roman Reigns just so he can eliminate The Undertaker and try to get something set up there. Goldberg eliminated Brock Lesnar. Who eliminated Lesnar? I cannot remember who eliminated Lesnar. No, Goldberg eliminated Lesnar. Then Goldberg got eliminated by Taker, which Taker was eliminated by Roman, which didn't make sense because whatever. Baron Corbin got a big elimination when he eliminated Braun Strowman after Strowman was just on a tear for a while. And like I said, a couple of my picks to win this were Chris Jericho, Sami Zayn, The Miz. You know, some of my favorites. But I really feel like the story that they've been telling with Sami Zayn warranted him at least winning the Royal Rumble, if not coming down to the final two or that final four. But the final four was like Undertaker, Roman, and the Wyatts, I believe. Bray and Randy. Luke is, I don't know. He's not opposed to Bray Wyatt. He's just trying to get Bray Wyatt to understand that Randy Orton is only here for one thing and one thing only, and that's to further his career and break us up as a Wyatt family. So we are still expecting a return from Eric Rowan pretty soon now. So when he pops up, hopefully we can get the original three back together for at least a little while longer, because the Wyatt family is just a great stable in my opinion. I always liked them a little bit more than the Shield and things like that, just because they had this eerie era about them, and Bray Wyatt is one of the best, and we'll talk about Bray Wyatt a little bit more later. So that was the Rumble for you guys. Let's now jump into WWE Raw. Alright, WWE Raw this week was a very, very, very well improved show over the past few months. I only have to rant on it. So what Raw did right this time was they didn't just I felt like it was an actual wrestling show. I don't know why. We had Sami Zayn versus Jericho, which is always going to good. Always good. And Sami Zayn picked up a victory over the United States champion. So hopefully, to make sense of that, he will be getting a United States championship in the match in the future. Let me get my words together. What else did we see on the show? We saw Sasha get squashed again. We had an interesting little segment after Bayley had a mixed tag match where she teamed up with Sheamus and Cesaro to take on Charlotte and the Club, where Bayley did pick up the victory for her team, and then she went into the trainer's room to to check on Sasha. Sasha was getting ready for a match with Nia, and Bayley was pretty much trying to talk her out of it, and Sasha was like, look, unlike certain people, I'm not good coming up short. I don't like second place. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much saying, get the hell out of my face, Bayley. I'm gonna do what I want to do. I'm a grown woman and I got my own shit. So, but maybe she should have listened to Bayley, because she got her ass handed to her again. So we had a few segments where Kevin Owens came out praising his win over Roman Reigns last night, praising Jericho for doing so well in the Royal Rumble. Jericho lasted over 61 minutes. We had hashtag 61-minute man trending on Twitter and things like that. But either he wasn't going to acknowledge Braun Strowman, or he was taking his time. But Braun did come out and say, hey, look, you promised me a month ago, if I help you take out Roman Reigns, I'll be next in line. And that's exactly what happened. They showed footage. So later tonight, McMahon and Foley argued on making a match for Universal title later tonight, which we did have, which was interrupted by Roman Reigns. Thank you, Roman? ? So, we still have Kevin Owens as champion for the time being, but the rumor is Goldberg will be getting a shot sometime soon, maybe even at Fastlane. So he versus Brock Lesnar can be for the Universal title at WrestleMania this year. Which is, as long as we, I don't know, I'm telling you, if Goldberg wins that title, I'm not watching Raw. I promise you that now. I will not watch Raw. I don't care if he's only on for a segment, if he's not there. If Goldberg gets that title, I will protest, okay? Heyman, I will protest and not watch Raw until he gets off. I'll watch NXT, I'll watch SmackDown, I will watch anything on the network. I just will not watch Raw. I promise you that. Anyways, so as we still have Kevin Owens as Universal Champion, they are going to set that up eventually. What else did we get on this show? We had a couple of interesting segments with well, we had I thought this was a really, really good segment between Stephanie McMahon, yeah, I know, and Seth Rollins, where they were pretty much going back and forth like, I want to fight your husband, yada, yada, yada. Stephanie was like, I do have him on the leash. I don't want him to go to that dark place anymore and be that destroyer. I enjoy him as a creator, yada, yada, yada. And then Shane just went on this tear like, what if I show up to the office and just destroy a board meeting while you're up in New York talking to all the stockholders and things like that? Better yet, what if I show up to your house and one of your kids answer the door? What you gonna do then? This is not gonna stop until I get my hands on Triple H and I slay the king. And then Stephanie was like, oh no, he did not just threaten my family. So Stephanie started to walk out the ring. She turned around. I lied. Triple H is on his way to the arena now. Right now, and he's here to kick your ass, Seth. So later on in the show, we thought we were going to get Triple H a little early, but no, the limousine. No, it wasn't a limousine. It was like a Hummer, not a Hummer. Some type of SUV truck, whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. Lesnar came out of it, and Paul Heyman came out and did like a very, very good promo talking about people like great talent with asterisk next to their career because of some event. Like, for example, everybody talks about how what's her name? Ronda Rousey was such a competitor until she got knocked out by Holly Holmes. You know, just things like that. How the Undertaker used to be undefeated at WrestleMania. He was untouchable until he met up with Lesnar. Then he was like, everybody was talking about how I keep wanting to say Goldberg, how Lesnar was such a dominant force until he came up into the ring with Goldberg. So Lesnar pretty much just challenged him to the final match at WrestleMania. Like I said, it might be for the Universal Championship. Let's pray to God it's not. We had a lot of intermediate stuff, some cruiserweight stuff. Like I said, we had a match between Mustafa Ali and Tony Nese, where Tony Nese got the pinfall in that. We had another segment where he was just pretty much saying, I run this division and I'm gonna keep running, never running out of money. I'm a dog. Anyways, the ending segment of this show was Triple H coming out saying how he literally gave Seth Rollins everything he wanted on a silver platter, and when he got hurt, he pretty much just handed it all back. That's why he didn't go with him. He didn't feel like he could get the job done. He folds under pressure and things like that. He called out Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins comes out, and by the time he makes it down the ramp and about to enter the ring, there's a big nigga named Samoa Joe waiting for him. Let's talk about this, because we're going to have a little bit of news if you have not heard as well. During this segment, it was pretty much a beatdown of Seth Rollins by Samoa Joe. Joe choked him out with the Coquina clutch. But somewhere along those lines, I don't know if this is the reason why Seth has been off pay-per-view and TV for like this week and not wrestling for like, I think he didn't wrestle last week either. But anyways, he apparently re-injured that leg that gave out on him while he tried to powerbomb Kane like 2 years ago. So he is they're waiting for the swelling to go down so they can check on it. By the time you listen to this or see this or whatever, there should be a lot of updates, but his WrestleMania status is very iffy. This could be some big work to get Joe over, and then all of a sudden we're going to have Sefy Poo pop up over a little, maybe, you know, Fastlane is like, what, 2-3 weeks? you're gonna let Seth Rollins sit down for like a week or two and then have him come back and attack Samoa Joe. Just let him go in and kill a lot of people on Raw for a couple of weeks and then have Seth come back a little bit before WrestleMania or even before Fastlane so they can get that feud really rolling. But that was pretty much Raw for you. Decent show all around. It didn't make me want to change the channel, or it wasn't too cringe or anything like that. Was it a good Raw? No. Was it a bad Raw? No. It was just right down the middle. So let's jump into SmackDown. We started off the show with AJ Styles talking about he wants another shot at his title back, and he's not talking about the Royal Rumble. They're talking about, okay, let's get past the Rumble first. He was talking to Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon, yada yada yada. That was like a little backstage segment. The real show opened up with John Cena congratulating himself, apologizing to AJ, telling everybody how AJ is like one of the best in the world. He brings out the best in John Cena. All that good lovey-dovey sappy bullshit. A little bit during the promo, the Wyatts came out, cut him off, and they were about to come in and attack Cena. Then the lights go out again. Still using his Wyatt family music, Luke Harper shows up into the ring to cut them off from attacking John Cena. That leads to Shane coming out, and then we have a impromptu tag team match. Luke Harper and John Cena, your WWE champion, versus the Wyatt family. Surprisingly, Orton and Bray got the win as Orton RKO Cena for the win, because the story of this match was how Luke just wanted Orton. He just really wanted to get his hands on Orton. But every time Bray would step into the ring, he would back off like, look, I don't got no problem with you. It's not you I want, it's him, yada, yada, yada. Then we had a few more segments on this show. We had like this big tag team brawl where the Alphas was pretty much backstage talking about, so where's our competition? We're going to go out and issue an open challenge. And the whole tag team roster came out. I'm talking about the Vaudevillains, the Usos, the Ascension, the Fashion Police, and even Heath Slater and Rhino came out. And there was like a big brawl between those 6 teams to help reestablish the tag team division on SmackDown. I believe there was a women's match on this card too. I think it was another tag team match where it was Naomi and Becky Lynch versus Mickie James and Alexa Bliss. I believe the Good Girls got the win in this where Naomi did a split leg corkscrew moonsault off the top rope onto Alexa Bliss to get the pinfall. I'm telling you, put the belt on my girl Naomi. I love me some Little Miss Bliss. She has grown fond. I've grown so fond of her lately. I knew she could be something if she dropped that cheerleader gimmick, and she has. And now she is on top of her game. A couple of here and there segments on this show, and like I said, the main event of this show was the main event between Dean Ambrose, your Intercontinental Champion, losing to AJ Styles. I did not really watch this match. I'll probably go back and watch it later, but AJ Styles did get the pinfall in the main event of this show. And that is SmackDown for you. You can never complain about SmackDown. I forgot to watch Talking Smack, so I don't know how all that falls together, but I will go back and watch that, and maybe next week when I actually do a proper SmackDown review, we can go over that before we actually talk about the show. So, last but not least, let's talk about some good old NXT. Not a lot happened on this show. This was pretty much a recap show. I believe you had Ember Moon versus Aaliyah start the show, and then there was this little segment where they asked Asuka, like, okay, you won your match, but Ember Moon wants you now. She was like, Ember Moon? She work here? Okay. And then she just walks up. Now, you think I'm lying. That was it. That was her promo. Ember Moon? She work here? Okay. She gives that little Oscar smile. Okay. And she just walks away. I didn't really watch this episode into, like I said, it was mostly a clip show. We did have Tyler Bates versus Oney Lorcan. Oney Lorcan is pretty much the new Ty Dillinger of NXT, where he's so good in the ring and the crowd are just going to get over with him just because he's good. He has a unique look to him, but he's just so strong. He has a different appeal to him, and I like Oney Lorcan. Oney over Ellsworth. That's all I'm gonna say. Oney over Ellsworth any day. On SmackDown there was a little segment where you know, Carmella and Ellsworth came out. They fought some type of jobber, and Ellsworth got involved again so Carmella can get the win. Other than that, the main event of this show was No Way Jose versus the Drifter, Elias Sampson. This was also Corey Graves' last appearance on NXT, and that was the only reason I really watched this, because it was his last appearance, and they did a nice little highlight package for him. I thought he had like some kind of major injuries that caused him to stop wrestling, but no, he has Daniel Bryan syndrome, where he had multiple concussions. They wouldn't let him work. So he just learned how to do the commentary thing. He's really, I love Corey Graves. I'm telling you, my dream announced team right now will be Ronaldo, Corey Graves, and Renee Young. Yes, Renee Young. I love Renee Young. She's been there for a couple of years now, and she has picked up so quickly, and it is frightening how good she is at how, I don't know if she was like some type of journalist or anything in her past life before WWE. But Renee Young is so good at her job. She doesn't fumble that much. The stuff she's been doing with the Miz and Maurice has been lovely. Her work on Talking Smack is lovely. She's one of the best interviewers. She's good on the pre-show when she's on the pre-show. And everything about Renee Young is just great. And like I said a long time ago, if I was going to have a 3-person commentary team, I would have put Lita on maybe Raw and put Renee Young on SmackDown, just to have a female voice to go along with this new female revolution that's supposedly going on in the WWE. It's going on SmackDown, so put Renee Young on the announced team on SmackDown, even if it's just to help call the women matches or a couple of matches every now and then, just to get her feet wet in commentary. Like, say like if let's just remove Otunga. I was about to say, if there's some reason Otunga just can't be there, just get him off TV, period. Get Otunga off TV and put Renee Young on TV. And I would be so much happier that way. But like I said, this NXT wasn't that special. A lot of backstage segments, a lot of exclusive interviews from after TakeOver, San Am. So it was a really decent show. Can't complain too much about it. Like I said, the highlight of the show will probably be Tyler Bates versus Oni Lorcan, plus the little highlight package they gave for Corey Graves. Hopefully Corey Graves will ascend to the top of the ladder and be the new voice of the WWE along with Ronaldo. And like I said, Renee Young. You have other Nigel McGuinness will be Nigel McGuinness will be replacing Corey Graves on NXT from here on out. So that's going to be great to hear him, Tom Phillips, and Percy Watson. I don't have a problem with Percy. Percy's kind of just there like the other two are. But Percy, he doesn't do anything to irritate me. He's just kind of there. So, like Otunga, he just does stuff he just irritates me. He just irks my nerve. And Byron Saxton is just there, literally, to be the punching bag for Corey Graves on Raw. And, you know, never mind. So, but you know what? You know what's crazy about that? I didn't even mind Byron Saxton on NXT. I don't, you know what? I think the only person I really would get rid of, like, let's talk about this real quick. Before I end this off. This will be my last little discussion. Let's be real here. I'm black. So, I can say this. The only reason they got them Negroes there is so they can have color on the color commentary team. Like I said, Byron Saxton, he's not that bad. He's just, first of all, if we get them away from those headsets, I believe the Raw announced team will just be so much better because they have the talent there. SmackDown, you have JBL, Ronaldo, and then we're not even going to address. Okay, we got Tom Phillips, John Cena, JBL, and Ronaldo on SmackDown because I'm not counting Otunga. Fuck that. And now we have McGuinness, Phillips, and Watson on NXT. The only person I really have a problem with is Otunga because he just looks dead to me. Like, not even like, he sounds dead, but he looks dead to me as well. But that's neither here nor there. They're only really there to have color on the commentary team. If you wanted to spice things up, you can have Byron. If you want to, you can keep Byron on Raw. Put Renee Young on SmackDown, and I will be happy with that. I'll be happier if y'all just go back to a 2-man announced team and like, you can even have it like this. If you really want to have special announced teams, you can have some. You can take some of them off and just have them call pay-per-views. Like both dual brand pay-per-views, you know, Raw and SmackDown, just have a special pay-per-view announce team, and you have your Raw announce team and your SmackDown announce team, and when you do your big 4 pay-per-views, you let one or the other from each booth come and join the special pay-per-view announce team to give the matches a little bit more of that home show feeling. So like you have your 2 designated commentators and just bring in 1 extra one for a pay-per-view. So I don't know, that's my idea for that. But I think that wraps up everything I want to talk about this week. When it comes to like Dragon Ball Z and Dokkan, or Dragon Ball Z, Dokkan Battle, and wrestling for this week. I just wanted to have one condensed video to have all this in. So hope you guys enjoyed this. All the links are linked down in the description and down below. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch. If you want to keep up with me on there, please follow me on Twitter so you can get more updates on there. I'm trying to use Twitter a lot more to connect with you guys, and it seems to be working. I love tweeting out during the pay-per-views and watching you guys' funny responses to me, you know, or each other even, or just watching the pay-per-view, watching all the funniness that ensues during these wrestling pay-per-views and Raw, SmackDown. So I do like to live tweet during all those events if you are not aware of that. So, and I think for now on, I'm going to start recording myself and my cousin watching the main events of all these pay-per-views. That way you can see our live reaction to some of these big matches. Like we did the one for the Royal Rumble. That one almost hit 100 views if it's not there already. So I really appreciate you guys' support on that. Whew. If you have not already, please share the video out with your friends so they can get in on this discussion as well. Subscribe if you're new here, and please hit that little bell button to be aware when a new video comes up, or just when I need to notify you guys of why there's no video today. I think I'm going to start doing that as well to do on here too. That way we can be a little bit more interactive on here. And liking always shows your support on the videos. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Comment anything you want down below about any of the subjects I talked about today. If you guys do play Dokkan Battle, were you able to pull your Super Saiyan 4? I was able to pull Super Saiyan 4, the new Pan, the new Trunks, and a whole bunch of other good stuff. Golden Emperor Frieza. I got a dupe Goku Black Rose. I got a dupe Great Ape Agility Bardock. So I kind of fed those two to Baba Shop so I can get my points up, so I can start getting some of these training items and things like that, because I am Dokkan broke on everything when it comes to the JP version of the game. Global, I'm set. On my global version, I got enough training items. I got enough money for everything, because I don't really play it that much. I play it for the World Tournament, and if once these new Dokkans come out, I do that. But other than that, let me know what you were able to pull during this 2-year festival on Dokkan Battle. And as far as wrestling go, what was your favorite thing about this week? Was it the Royal Rumble match itself? Was it John Cena winning number 16? Was it Samoa Joe debuting? Was it the number 10 entrance of Ty Dillinger? What was your highlight of this week when it comes to professional wrestling? Whew. So next week should be a pretty interesting week, because I believe SmackDown only has like a week or two before the Elimination Chamber, so it's interesting to see how they're going to swap gears so quickly from the Royal Rumble, I should say, to the Elimination Chamber. So all that being said, I am Shawn DaGamer, and I need to go get some water in my throat because it is dry. So I am out of here.